My interest in the environmental cause, I think it's the issue that unites us. We're all going to be in a lot of trouble with the impending climate issues, and this is a chance for all of us to unite and really make a change or be forced in a really bad situation at a global level.
I think it's a discussion that we should have started to have a long time ago, and it's a key issue because it will radically change our lifestyle if nothing is done in the next few years.
I'm really looking forward to learning more about negotiations. I think in debating or things like that, I'm a bit of a competitive person, and now you have to learn, it's not about winning, it's just about coming to an agreement and starting to work together. So I'm really excited to learn about some of the different policies that have to be drafted and some of the negotiations that have to happen.
We're representing India, and as a developing country, we do have a lot of issues concerning the importance of climate change, but we also have a lot of concerns because we do have a lot of issues within our country to secure before compromising more with climate change policies.
It's a simulation game about the International Climate Conference, and we have chosen 10 different delegations representing industrialized countries, emerging economies and less developed countries. And basically they try to simulate the ongoing negotiations on climate change.
It's challenging today because we're all representing countries that are not our own, and perhaps even representing perspectives that are not our own. While I'm able to sympathize with a lot of the matters from the Japanese delegate, from what I'm representing, they're not necessarily aligned from my beliefs. So it's also a good exercise in empathy and trying to understand where the other countries are coming from. So this has been a really, really valuable opportunity.
Unfortunately, we were not able to find an agreement, which I think was also quite realistic because of the demands that were being made and the positions that we had to confront regarding our mandates, like in the role-playing game. It was quite interesting to see, but yeah, unfortunately, we were not able to get an agreement.
We want to give the young generation also a platform and a chance to show their ideas, because when you have a look at the real UN delegations, there are not that many young people there, and with projects like this we want to push them a little bit, give them the instruments, how to act in conferences like this, just to practice and to become a young professional, so giving them the chance to bring the young perspective into real life.
Today we visited the EUREF campus, which is a hub for climate, for technology to fight climate change. For me, the most impressive part was the integration that you have in between all the different partners that are working here. It's the academy, it's the startups, the business enterprises, and the government working all together to make Germany a better place and a more technological one.
Right now we're at the Princess Garten, if I've pronounced that correctly. So it's an urban gardening environment, urban farming. It's actually quite interesting. It seems like a community that really sustains itself right in the center of the city. So it's been a really great way to see a more perhaps natural side of living in such the heart of the city. I mean, ultimately living in a more sustainable world and living a more climate-friendly world is gonna really shape different lifestyles that we'll have to adapt. Here we're in a community where people are so conscientious of how much they're emitting and how much they're wasting.
We're starting to get the ideas from the participants, because after playing the simulation game where they learned how the negotiations work, how it is. We want to know from them what they want, what they would like to change, not only for the climate negotiations in a narrow sense, but also in a bigger sense.
One of the biggest problems that we have towards climate change, which is the job creating market, and how even though we can switch to renewable energies, there's still a big opportunity to create more jobs and to switch the people who are in the current fuel industries and traditional energy industries towards the renewable energies.
I'm particularly interested in the social justice issues related to climate change. I think there's a really good opportunity here to invite different peoples into the dialogue, whether it's marginalized people or indigenous people. Traditionally, I think the climate change conversation has been relegated to academics or higher class, richer or high-powered government officials. And I'm really interested in ways that we can bring this conversation to the people in general.
For sure, I'm taking lots and lots of ideas, which I'm sure I'm going to be discussing with my colleagues back home, like in the political parties and within the government. So I think it's a big responsibility, the one that we have here, because we have to take all these ideas which were worldwide thought into our national context. So I think that could be a very interesting way to continuing the process that we started here.
I'm really inspired by the fact that there are people here who are not only just representing different organizations or governments or science institutions, but they're also social entrepreneurs, and they're my age and they're making magnificent differences in their communities. So, you can never be sit back and say, someone else will deal with it because I don't have the right expertise, and be really shy. You have to go out there and do things. So I'm really, really fired up by that.